Timothy Leary's bizarre transformation from Harvard professor to CIA paid and supplied psychedelic guru and prophet to FBI informant. Once revered as the high priest of the psychedelic revolution, Timothy Leary's life took an unexpected twist when he turned from LSD advocate to FBI informant. Let's trace Leary's extraordinary journey, his dealings with the CIA and FBI, his daring escape from prison, and his time spent in Algeria with the Black Panthers. Dr. Timothy Leary, PhD, began his ascent to fame at Harvard University, where he conducted experiments involving psilocybin and LSD in the late 1950s and early 1960s. His advocacy for these substances' therapeutic and spiritual benefits earned him both notoriety and a growing following. Leary claimed that he was supplied with the LSD and paid by the CIA. There are corroborating inferences partially establishing the veracity of Leary's claims. Number one, there was the existence of the MK-Ultra program, a well-documented CIA program exploring mind control and the use of psychedelics. It lends credence to the idea that the agency was involved in researching the effects of LSD. And number two, in the 1950s and 60s, there was significant U.S. government funding for research on psychedelics, including studies conducted at universities and academic institutions. This funding suggests that there was official interest in understanding the effects of these substances. Although the exact extent of the CIA's involvement remains unclear, it all suggests that the CIA was keenly interested in the potential applications of psychedelic substances. Despite his advocacy, Leary's experimentation with psychedelics was not without legal ramifications. In 1963, he was fired from Harvard, and in 1970, he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for possession of marijuana. However, he was determined not to serve his time. With the help of the radical left-wing group, the Weather Underground, Leary escaped prison in September of 1970. His escape from this maximum security prison facility was daring and well planned, involving a rope ladder and getaway car. After his escape, Leary fled to Algeria, where he sought refuge with the Black Panthers, who had established an international section in the North African country. While there, Leary reportedly brought a large quantity of LSD with him. However, the Black Panthers, led by Eldridge Cleaver, were not interested in the drug, which led to tensions. Leary's time in Algeria was thus short-lived, and after being expelled by the Black Panthers, U.S. authorities eventually captured him in 1972. To reduce his sentence, Leary became an FBI informant in 1974. His main task was infiltrating and providing information on the Weathermen, the group that had helped him escape from prison. In a related twist of fate, the leader of Weather Underground, Bill Ayers, was found not guilty of a variety of domestic terrorism-type charges against him due to prosecutorial misconduct, including illegal surveillance. After his acquittal, Ayers famously declared he was guilty as sin but free as a bird. This statement underscored the complicated and often paradoxical nature of the legal proceedings surrounding that group and the bumblings of the DOJ and FBI. After his release from prison in 1976, Leary continued to advocate the use of psychedelics, though his reputation was greatly tarnished by his time as an informant. He passed away in 1996, leaving behind a legacy that was as controversial as it was influential. So how do you reconcile Timothy Leary's influential role in the popularizing of LSD as a tool for personal and spiritual exploration with his later claim of being one of the hundreds of college professors paid and supplied with LSD by the CIA? What implications does this raise about the potential co-optation of countercultural movements? To what extent do you believe the alleged involvement of the CIA in supplying LSD to college professors, as claimed by Timothy Leary, influenced the perception and effects of the psychedelic revolution of the 1960s? How might this revelation reshape our understanding of cultural and societal impact of psychedelics during that era? Considering the historical context of the Cold War and government-funded research programs like MK-Ultra, what motivations might the CIA have had in exploring the effects of psychedelics and potentially manipulating consciousness? How does this intertwining of government institutions and countercultural movements raise questions about the nature of personal freedom and autonomy? Do you think the U.S. government or the CIA is conducting similar experiments with social media rage farming to divide and conquer versus stupefy with drugs? Could it all be part of some royal, multifaceted strategy? Do you think the CIA is funding my TikTok?